Welcome to Tristar Diggin. I appreciate you joining me this evening. I've been on a little bit of a road trip and I am no longer in Tennessee. I'm actually in Derby, Indiana, the home base of Dirt Perfect. If you've been watching YouTube any length of time and watching the excavation channels, you know exactly where I'm at. This is the home base for Dirt Perfect. I'm going to meet up with Mike here in a few minutes, and I think we're going to do a podcast a little bit later this evening, and tomorrow we're going to be doing some training up here. Actually, Officer Hoover's going to be doing some DOT training. Looking forward to that and learning some stuff. And behind me here, obviously, is Mike's shop and his equipment, and the very familiar Derby market. This is where Mike takes in and out a lot from his YouTube channel. So we'll hang out here for a little while, wait on Mike, and then we'll be back with him just a little bit. All right, Mike just pulled in there, and he's got to run a little errand, but he'll be back in just a few minutes. But I'm down here at the shop area now. It's where a lot of the action happens at from Mike's videos. There's that Case bulldozer, the Demco side dump trailer that's still on a lot of the videos. And there's the big stuff in the building, and there's his dump truck. Got that dump truck not too long ago. And one of the things I'm curious to see, and maybe I get a chance to take a look at tomorrow, was that dam they built across the end of this quarry, this rock quarry that used to be here. Chris from Let's Dig 18 was here. They were actually building that dam across the tail end of this rock quarry water. And that was a cool build. That's one thing I definitely want to try to see before I leave here tomorrow. All right, we have walked into Dirt Perfect World headquarters here. We got Jason Works. We got Jason Works a lot. Officer Hoover.
See how unprepared we are.
Yeah. This here's behind.
This is my audio equipment.
Well, so it seems.
Here, you plug this. You gotta plug it in. Turn around.
Oh, yeah. No, I know.
It seems that what we're working on here is a possible podcast, and yeah, there's stuff laying absolutely everywhere. Jason's in charge.
Hey Sam, you got any camera gear we can borrow?
So that's the thing. They're sitting here working on this stuff with multi-million dollars worth of equipment. Not really, but yeah. Well, we do that. Well, that is quite expensive, little dozer. So I said, hey, I got a wireless mic in the truck. Why didn't you tell us that? So here we are.
Well, I got wireless mics somewhere.
Oh. Today, Junior.
I'm working on it, Mom.
While Mike's up there looking for mics, we'll take a little bit of shop tour. And just as an update, if anybody's ever wondered where Gumby's at in this shop, Mike said don't get away. Here's the thing, I found Gumby, but I'm not allowed to show you where he's at. So you have to find Gumby on Mike's channel there. I have searched and searched and searched in some of Mike's videos and had trouble finding him. So I went all the way to Derby up here and I found him coming into the shop here. So a little bit of a shop tour here, and then I've got to give this mic up to get this thing hooked up. But we're gonna get started on this podcast here in just a few minutes, and I will give you info on how to find that. All right, we just finished up that podcast there, and when I find out what that is and when that's going to be out, I'll post a link to that and let y'all know when that podcast comes out. Take a look at it. A Few Points from Perfect. That's Mike's other channel where he does these podcasts. So. Ow. That's, correction.
Correction.
It's Jason's channel. It's somebody's channel. Just watch it. So we'll get some video tomorrow of the training. So catch y'all tomorrow. All right. Well, good morning. I have made it to the Derby Community Center. This is where the training is going to be, and Mike's already got Bubba Dump here, and I'm trying to do a video here. What's going on, Aaron? Man behind the scenes is already over there, and he is fired up and ready to go. So Bubba Dump's here. They've got that already strapped down, and Officer Hoover's here. I saw him just a few minutes ago, and he's going to do the training today. So it's pretty exciting today. You've seen a lot of videos on Mike's channel in and around the community center and Derby Market and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool to be here and experience this. I'm looking forward to training today, to learn a little bit of stuff. I think probably what I'll do as far as format wise, I'll video a little bit of things throughout the day, but the bulk of this training will be on Mike's channel, and you'll be able to take a look at that, and I'll do a link, probably do a share in the community post on my channel. So stick around and see what we get into today. And there's Officer Hoover right there, ready to go. You ready to do some training this morning?
Oh, I gotta love training.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yep. Yeah. Looking forward to it. So you think Bubba Dump's going to pass inspection the way that it's sitting there?
I think so. He's pretty good about jumping ahead of the test and cheating a little bit, but no.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's got her strapped down there pretty good, though.
Yeah. I'd like to see the weight on that axle there. Not necessarily third axle, but that axle. No.
Well, we are, I just did a little preview there of the training, so we are looking forward to that. I'm sneaking up on him. I'll see if I can get ripped. Oh, he's already noticed me here.
Oh, yeah.
Man behind the scenes, how's it going, buddy?
Pretty good,
Yeah,
good. How
good
you
to see
doing?
you.
Long
Good.
time no see.
Did you get through that outage, or you still working on
We're
it?
still working on it.
Yeah, you slipped off.
I slipped off.
I called it. Now, wait a minute, I just shook your hand.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. This was one of them fake ones that ain't contagious.
Okay. All right, well, cool. So
I
you.
do got a guy that's taking my place today. So.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I want only because you're here.
Well, I don't know about that. So,
Yeah.
it's good to see.
I got me one of them nice fancy.
Boy, you did look at there.
Yeah.
One of those fancy, classy hats.
I know.
That's right.
I told him he's not allowed to leave state. They're right off of.
Oh, yeah, we're going to take care of it. We're going to take care of it.
He can't leave the
Yeah, I
state.
keep watching the video, and you guys got these nice hats.
All right, well, stay tuned. We'll see what we get into today and see what man behind the scenes is going to provide for us today. That's cool. That's cool he's here, and I'm glad to see him. It's going to be a fun day, so stick around.
What you doing?
What are you doing?
Well, thanks, buddy.
Hey, that's my donut. All right, folks, let's look here. Man behind the scenes. Man behind the scenes brought some donuts.
Yes,
so
I
we
did.
are set.
Yep.
Where's my coffee at, though?
It's still cooking. I'll get that here.
This ride right here.
My truck right here. Do I need a CDL to drive in?
No,
the highway?
no.
What about interstate? Interstate?
No, interstate's fine too.
All right, good deal.
Hoover said that was just fine.
Well, I always put my slow moving sign on the back, though.
You know, when y'all were doing that cleanup farm, that other property that Mike bought, I saw this thing get fired up, but I saw no trailer around.
Yeah.
It's like, how'd that thing get there?
That's one of them invisible trailers.
That's one of those YouTube
Yeah, YouTube magic.
YouTube magic. You saw there, that is man behind the scenes, Bubba Dump, and seen that a lot of time on Mike's channel. And they're going to use this today for load securement, talking about the chains and chain down and how it should properly be done. We'll get started on that here probably in just a few minutes.
Thanks. All right, if you see me swatting, thinking I got a big mouse on me or something. But, all right, so like I said, when we talk roadside inspections, there's the 1, 2, and the 3. Level 1's where we pull out the chocks. That's where we're going to be level ground, going underneath, pulling out the magic creeper, all that good stuff, and really getting in and checking the brakes and the components. Typically, what's done roadside is what's called a level 2 inspection. Level 2 inspections, less steps because there's 37 full steps on a level 1, and there's less steps on a level 2. Level 2, that's the walk around. So basically, we're checking everything that we would expect you guys as drivers to be checking and going through. So when we start at the front, and when I'm training new folks, there's a lot of different things that we're looking for, but let's just start at the top and work our way down to the bottom. So like I said, on the top, what are we looking for? Lights. Making sure we got the center cluster of 3, 2 outside markers, making sure they're amber in color, lit properly, all that good stuff. Now we're coming down to the windshield. We're looking at wipers, any breaks or defects in the windshield, stuff like that. Then we're moving down to the hood, headlight assemblies, making sure that the headlights are properly mounted, lights are properly mounted, not just duct taped in, anything like that. Making sure we've got high beams, low beams, turn signals, 4 ways, left turn, right turn, checking the bumper, condition of the bumper, make sure it's there. And then, of course, the front license plate. Make sure it's clearly legible, properly located, all that good stuff there. So once we've checked that, we're coming around to the driver's side. We always do our inspections counterclockwise. So, and as we say, out here roadside now, I'm looking down the white line, watching for grandma, making sure that they're not going to come and get me. So, yeah. You want to go ahead and Mike's will go ahead and raise the hood. A lot of times level 2 roadsides, we're not going to really raise the hood unless we detect something, but since we're here, safe environment, we'll go ahead and do that. So, all right, so when we're underneath the hood, basically again, just kind of starting at top, working our way down to the bottom. checking any hoses, belts, looking for the big thing are leaks, whether it be fuel leaks, oil leaks, checking anything like that. Working our way down to the steering components, checking the condition of the steering components, making sure nothing's blocking, coming down, looking for any leaks, brakes, anything like that. Get up here, checking the condition, obviously the door, the inside condition, seat belts, seat floors, you know, just checking anything like that. Fire extinguisher, triangles, all that. I'm really surprised about 3 Pepsi cans didn't fall out. That's disappointing. But all right, so we're back here. Now we're going to look at the condition of the hoses. Probably rubbing, chafing airlines is probably the 90% of the violations that we find on trucks is rubbing, chafing airlines. Because everywhere you look, there's airlines and there's frames and hoses and everything else. So, and that's one thing, and I'll have you close your ears. That's one thing I've always thought I'd be able to find more of, but I don't know how he does it. But you look at this and you think, I know. I think the only airline I ever found was maybe on one of your old trailers. Tread depth, minimum tread depth for a steer is 430 seconds. Minimum tread depth for every other tire is 230 seconds. And we're always checking that in 2 major tread grooves. So we're looking at 2 major tread grooves on the steers. And we don't get too many new folks, but we're always looking at the major tread grooves here, never this one here. All right, so we're looking in between. We're checking the suspension, leaf springs, U-bolts, checking the rim for any cracks, breaks, anything like that. See, I told you, what is that touching me? All right, rim, lug checking nuts. The 5th wheel, mounting components. He's got a fixed 5th wheel to a degree, but then it's a slider because just the way it's bolted, and then the slider portion there. So sliders, we're always looking for fore and aft stops on there, checking for those, and those look good. All right, let's look. This appears to be Simon C, J, and E.
It may have been copy and pasted from a few years ago.
And that's what we run across. I love to go through some of these because, again, a bus exhaust system leaking or discharging.
Bus exhaust system at?
Right here, a bus that's checked okay. So you've checked your bus exhaust system.
Well, I do haul people from time to time. I'm behind the scenes rides with them. Yeah.
What's a check and a slash?
That's a confused.
That's a confused. So tires on any steering axle. He's like, I don't know. I'll get to it. Trailer annual inspection.
Is the VIN number really wrong?
Yeah. I am a man of truth and honesty.
I don't need the VIN number off Plan B then.
I don't know. So he had his clipboard here. So since he voluntarily surrendered this, I'm glad Tristar's audio video are recording this for evidence later. We're looking at the load securement, the chains. So Brake Tech Tools is real good. They make this chain, they call it a chain safe, but for about 20 bucks. And what's nice about this is on the one side, it gives you the size of the chain. And then on the other side, it gives you if this chain is worn in excess of 20%. So, and then anybody Canadian or likes millimeters. So, you know, looking at the chain, this hook, it says grade 70, but we never trust the hook because we're going to go off the chain because we all know we can buy the hooks. But we're going to come in and we're going to look and go, okay, that's a 1/2 inch. So that fits on there. And then what's nice is it's also got that straight edge. We can kind of look and go from there. So then looking at the chain, we can also come in and look and see how that says G7 or G70. It's telling us it's grade 70. So earlier when I said in class, they've got a chart in a federal book where we can go, we can look at it, and we can say, okay, grade 70 chain is, I think it's like 11.6 or something. So see this link here, see how that's bent? So you can tell, you know, yep, we got a defective link in there. Plus it's got some damage to it. So we knew it's a 1/2 inch. So if I can sit here and we're going to check it. So yeah, we can't get our chain gauge in it, but it is a defective link. Now, the question comes up, can I cut that bad link out? Absolutely, if you use an approved link. Or two, say he hooks on a piece of equipment here, the bad link's here, and let's just say, for an example, he comes in and basically doesn't use the bad link. That's fine, as long as the bad link is not being used in the load bearing. What we're looking at, if you imagine this is a strap, if you got a cut here, cut there. So like if you got cuts along the length of it, those won't add up. We're looking at cuts across the width. So like if there's a cut here, cut in the center, cut there, we're going to add all those up and then go from there. All right, so we had our 2 in the front, and then how much, so looking at this, he's got,
You tell me how much chains I got, I'll tell you how much you win.
oh, I don't need that. I got Richie specs. I can do. You know, looking at the chain, we're coming in, sizing the chain. It's about a 7/16 chain. So we've got it attached to the truck. We know our binders probably got more working load limits, so the chains. So which one are we going to go with? The chain. And then are we going to give it 100% or 50% of the working load limit? 50%. So we'd have 50, 50, and then we'll look how the center is. So we're coming in. They got two chains here in the center, good and tight. The way they're situated, preventing that articulation. And then with the chain going up, over, and down to the other side, how much working load limit do we say we're 100%? So looking at the size of the chain, 3/8, grade 70, 6,600 pounds. So we'd give it 6,600, 6,600. Okay? We got the corners secured. I mean, not too bad, 50%. Inflation pressure, when it comes to inflation pressure, you know, we're looking at 50%. So if it's marked 110, then half of that, anything below half is going to be flat.
So you're legal down to 50% of the marked grill. I didn't know that.
Yep. Yep. So reflective material down the sides of the trailer. Lighting, we're looking at the lighting. So obviously on the front of the trailer, looking for an amber light. Middle, looking for an amber. And then at the rear, a red. Obviously this is an older trailer, so we're not really concerned about the ABS, because ABS comes in 98 and this was a 87. Plus on these lowboy trailers, they're not going to be required to be equipped with ABS. Same thing with parking brakes. Technically, this trailer wouldn't be required to have parking brakes. But if it doesn't have parking brakes, it's got to have chocks or blocks or something to prevent it from rolling and all that. Come back here, we're checking the condition of lights. Brake lights, turn signals, 4 ways, center cluster of 3. We're checking all those. License plate lights in here.
Mud flaps, Indiana. That's always a hot topic.
Don't need them.
Really?
Yeah, state of Indiana does not have a mud flap law, and there is no regulation for mud flaps in the federal book. What's that?
I'm going to lose all my advertisement now.
All right, so if we looked at the provision sheet does state that it's got to say oversized load. Obviously, he's got his wide load, the big space in between. He's got his flags at the widest points, but if he's after dark, those widest points have to be illuminated. That's one that's kind of overlooked, not really discussed or talked about too much. But
If anything's wrong on this part, it's Clint's fault.
oh,
I've seen
that yeah, that was 2 years ago. I'm sure his statute of limitations is up. That was the big thing from last night on the podcast. Oh, but
we do have the.
I was scared how often you put that on.
We actually put it on every time we haul. Because we haul it all the time.
It's never on the road because that gets edited out, you know.
If it goes down the road, we're hauling corn.
Hauling corn.
No, that's not dripping.
I didn't say dripping, I said oily. Yeah, those are illegal.
There you go. Yep.
Well, let's go back over here and find what I missed.
The main question is he gonna be able to get this machine home?
Yeah, because,
After dark is here.
yeah,
After you leave, he's good to go.
how long I sit down there will depend on how long this sits here.
All
So,
right, that's gonna wind up that little training here in Derby, Indiana. Talking with Mike and Aaron there just before I left, and it turned out to be some good training. The guys appreciate it that came and enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the time up here as well, meeting some of these guys, and it was just a good time. So we're headed back to Tennessee now. God bless. I appreciate you watching the video. Thanks.